Good morning. And have I got a show for you today? Okay, I've been having a lot of thoughts about this Hunter pardon. And listen, I used to be a drug addict myself. And and never once since I've been sober went back and said, you know, I was on drugs back then, so that don't really count. You understand what I'm saying? Never once have I ever assumed that drug use excused my behavior in any way, shape, or form. If anything, in my eyes, the drug use made the crimes I committed that much more worse. But in life, all good things must come to an end. So here I am on the other end of the stick. I actually go into some of the homeless camps around here and try to get the ones that are on fentanyl off of fentanyl. We have um, 3 methadone clinics that are within driving distance of anywhere in the 2 counties right here, Escambia or Santa Rosa. Um, I myself go to one of them. Um, but I've never tried to use my drug use to excuse my behavior ever, 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 ever. And yes, I've been to prison a bunch of more times than Hunter Biden will ever go to prison. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to go real slow. James Ray Rogers, Rogers, Jr., September the 13th, 1972. My Department of Corrections identification number is P as in Papa 05578. Look me up. I've been 6 times. And no judge ever cut me a break, ever gave me rehab, never gave me probation. So I don't want to hear the less bullshit about it was a criminally charged prosecution and conviction. Bitch, it was your goddamn DOJ that brought and IRS that brought charges against the motherfucker in the first place. So, anyways, I'm back to square one. Really, check me out. I've been 6 times. The letter in Florida, you have a letter. Your DC number starts with a letter. Now, before that letter, you'll have a dash and a 0. If you go to prison again, that 0 will turn into an A. A third time, it'll turn into a B. Fourth, a C, and so on and so forth. I have an E letter. So let's do the math. 0, A, B, C, D, E. But I don't foresee me going back to prison unless I get set up for something, which I'm prepared. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, I've been sitting back and really trying to rationalize the excuse. The excuse just smells fishy to me, man. Because, listen, Joe made a couple of valid points, a couple of validly true points. If I must tell the truth, which sometimes it's hard, but I always manage to tell the truth, even when it hurts. Joe was right. Those 2 charges are rarely investigated. Even more rare are they prosecuted. They may come and ask you about the firearm you purchased, and they may even ask to see it. But you're under no obligation to do so. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, there's nothing that they can do to Hunter to incarcerate him in the first place. Listen, when you're dealing with the criminal justice system, you have what they call sentencing guidelines. The federal government has what they call a sentencing guidelines grid sheet, which across the top it'll say goddamn motherfucker, you just gonna sit there and drown me the fuck out? Haul the fuck ass, goddamn. Anyways, before I was so rudely motherfucking interrupted by that bitch ass motherfucker, he wasn't really lying. And with every rule, there are exceptions. Fox pulled out where a few exceptions lie, like the husband and wife from the Real Housewives of Jersey Shore, what the fuck ever. The IRS went after them on gun charges and tax evasion. Um, but that too was an orchestrated strike by the Biden administration. Listen, y'all don't ever hear about none of that shit because I feel like both sides, there's some things that both sides uh, agree that should never be told or should never have any transparency involved whatsoever. Um, Shit that they did that was downright criminal and they know it, did it anyways. Shit like that. Shit like power grabs. Things like that. Uh, so anyways, there is exceptions to the rules. Sometimes they do prosecute cases like that. Well, those are crimes that you certainly don't go after the president's son about, or at least single him out and threaten him with a bunch of prison time or jail time when the case before him was identical, and then and you only gave that motherfucker uh, probation. But I don't think he would have went to prison. But that's neither here nor there. I stand firmly on what I say. And the chain gang, bruh, word is bond. All you have is your word when you're in prison. So I've kind of taken that mentality out of prison and into my personal life. There's just things, shit you don't do, man. Shit you don't talk about. But I keep getting off topic. Why such a huge blanket pardon? I'm going to tell you why I think. And this is just my theory. I'm scared to say it. I think Hunter Biden is a serial killer that has traveled all around the world consuming victims' lives, destroying them, murdering them, raping them, all the things that serial killers do. Just look at some of the pictures of him in the bathtub smoking crack and tell me that you ain't looking straight into the eyes of evil. I think he went to his father, told his father that shit, and told him that if they really got to investigate him on anything, they'll eventually stumble across some evidence tying him to no fewer than 15 homicides of young prostitutes. Listen, that is not my words. That is words from my very best source. I think I can safely tell you this because we have safe communication between us. Shit, the NSA don't even have. This dude works for the NSA and has literally told me shit, man. And before Joe Biden done that blanketing pardon, they did have an active investigation open on Hunter Biden about being an international serial killer. I'm surely for sure going to get canceled for this, but all I got to say is take it up with my source. Until next time.